Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Let's fight, folks. We're happy that you're here with us. Ralph again. Ralph Gonzalez again. Yep, PPP and some foreign currency struggles. Some foreign currency challenges gone on like ugly. Remember I said that. Ralph again. Currency. Foreign currency. That might be a new word. Penelope Grant, some foreign currency strugglation. God don't like ugly. Wore this jacket this morning, find a look a little thing. God don't like ugly, that's why I want them to know. Who with us tonight? Folks on the blue app, the red app, in between. Good to have each and every one. Pace and power, folks. Pace and power. As we begin tonight, good folks, Ralph Gonzalez again. You all know Ralph is a gift that keeps on giving. Yep. They're not done with Ralph in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In Argyle, I'm finished with him. And I'm happy. Pump yourself. You know our program. You know where we're going next? The open up, folks. That's where we start tonight. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's where we started. Yep. Ralph is on his feet. The National Assembly of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, folks. Take a look. Take a listen.
You blocked it. Talk. I have all afternoon. I have all evening here. Madam Speaker, let them talk. Let them talk. Let them keep nice. I mean, it feels. I am here from 1994. I am here from 1994. I am here from. Let me tell you something. I am not. I have made it my business. I have made it my business, and I want everybody to hear me on this. I have made it my business, Madam Speaker, since the leader of the opposition went publicly the day when I got my head boss, and he said that the people behaved perfectly in order. You hear, Madam Speaker? And I am not giving him any way. He can raise points of order. But you it's all right. You said that. I want to find no record. I want to find no record.
That is
I ain't find no record.
complete.
Honorable members. No record whatsoever.
Honorable members.
You can say what you want.
Honorable members.
I heard.
The truth shall set you free.
And in fact, when I was on the hospital bed, Sir James even FaceTime me. I hear queer from the current leader of the opposition, except to say that those who are beating drums say the world boss get boss head. He should have dead. He, the leader of the opposition, said. He, the leader of the opposition, said they were beating drums
Madam
in
Speaker.
African style.
Madam Speaker.
They were
Madam
beating
Speaker.
drums in African style.
Madam Speaker.
Just a moment.
Madam Speaker, I asked that this is a point of order.
Point of order. Yes.
The Prime Minister is misrepresenting anything that he said that I said. That is complete falsehood. And it must be withdrawn because there's a deliberate attempt at incitement which is improper. There is nothing of that sort. I made attempts to speak to the Prime Minister and he said he's not talking to me. Ever. He said it in Barbados and he said it when he come here. So you are living what you have chosen. And whatever else you say with respect to that is a complete falsehood. And Madam Speaker, I want to use a stronger word, but I know you're going to correct me, and I don't want that to happen here. Because this is completely a misrepresentation of it. If you think you're playing to your gallery, fine, but don't tell.
Madam Speaker, I stand on what I say as a fact. I stand on what I say as a fact. And I also said that I will not speak to him. I said that I will not speak to him because of the manner in which he behaved.
Really?
I said that to him.
Childish.
Childish? Huh. You'll find out. You will find out. You will find out about childish in the next election. No, Madam
Speaker.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, this is
Yes.
serious. I'm rising on a point of order again.
Yes.
This is a falsehood that needs to be withdrawn. It's not a small matter.
Just a moment. Honorable
Bring
member.
the record to this honorable house that I said any of those things that the Prime Minister said.
Just a moment.
In fact, Madam Speaker, on the day of the incident, I ask you, check the record of the Honorable House and see what I said that evening. And you will see what is correct. You be quiet. You didn't know you. So I was there. So why you don't correct him? So why don't you correct him? So why don't you? How when I say what?
Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members.
That's how it went down, folks. That's how it went down. Like the bus head wear off. Like the bus head wear off for Ralph. Huh? Like he wear off. Remember the time he comes straight? He was like an arrow. But like it wear off. Like the bus head. The bus head and Ralph. Brace yourself, we good to see you on the live tonight. That's our opener, folks, and George and Cycling Earl and all the other folks joining us. Good to have you guys here with us. Let's head to it. What was happening internationally. A lot of things come around with doorstep. And I want you all know that Angela, Jordan, and Michelle, and Annette, all the A's out tonight. All the A's like Carol and Kurt out this evening. And that's great. John and Patricia. Good to have all the A's out. Good to see you folks. Gwyneth and Enid and Desiree. How are you good folks? And get it back one time for y'all. Hit that. For all of you beautiful folks who've joined us, look somewhat we're following good folks. This is a warning to the PPP. Nothing lasts forever. You all see what's happening in South Africa? Nothing lasts forever. That's why I want the PPP to know. That's why I want them to know. The ANC in South Africa led for 30 odd years with a majority. Oh my God, all that's changing quickly. Very, very quickly. Somebody tag the PPP because they have forgotten in very short order 2015. They have forgotten in very, very short order. 2015 is like 2015 has never happened. You would think, ladies and gentlemen, it will give them cause for pause, but not them. Not them boys. They're operating as though they always had this thing. Right? As though they have always had this thing. But I know Guyanese can get them a shock. They better watch what's happening in India. What's happening with Modi? Modi thought he had it, you know. Modi thought he had it, Jacobats. And then he didn't. And then he did not. I hope they're taking warning. Now, folks, as you can see there, they're telling us South Africa is heading for a national government. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Cyril Ramaphosa thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. The best thing since Nelson Mandela walked the face of the earth. Now he balling. He balling out. He might got a share power with some bad hombres. With some bad hombres. You see, that is why I said to you, he's been fighting his opposition there for a long time. But in politics, no friends, no enemies. No friends and no enemies. All that you got is interest. So you better understand that. All you have is interest. So we're watching it. We're watching it. Take warning, PPP. It's happening in India. It's happening in India with Modi thought he had it, you know. Modi thought they were going to deify him. Watch South Africa. The world looks as though it's heading to coalition government. So watch yourself, PPP. You're next. You are next. It's Wednesday night or it's Thursday? Wednesday night or Thursday? Satan is only reign for a little while, you know. The good book says, I saw Satan fall like lightning. You better read Revelation. The PPP better read Revelation. I saw Satan fall like lightning. That's how they can fall. Watch yourself, Ramaphosa. You got a little time to hobble things together. This is what is happening. Good folks, unfortunately, in South Africa, what a turn of events. You can predict that 5 years. Just like how last year, everybody had Modi down for a sweeping wind. That was the mood as they had judged it. Huh? But man is a point and God is disappointed. Watch yourself, Jack Dio. Even watch yourself. Well, the people getting bold in Belize apparently. But before we get there, as we're touching on regional stuff, look story here now. Y'all don't tell us the Russians are coming. Now, this is raising a lot of eyebrows. This is raising a lot of eyebrows. Russian warships to visit the Caribbean. I mean, being at the toll gate, no, people just walk through. Russian warships, they tell us they are set to conduct naval exercises with Cuba and Venezuela. Y'all want to get fancy airplane flying over? Here's some of y'all. Wet yourselves, soil yourselves. You hard clean, you got to worry about the damn thing. Them boys coming through. And just come through the Caribbean Sea belong to the Caribbean. Nobody's got a right in advance. Huh? And ask for permission. Can I come get them permission for come through? What's happening here? What's happening here? Folks, you all think what's happening on our border? It can just subside? You're thinking just if I'm going to lock back here and say, what ups? And start trembling. The Venezuelans going to run away? Now you got to run out there on the stage. Now we got to run out there on the stage. The Russians coming through. Naval exercises with Cuba and Venezuela. That's real. That's not make-up story. That's not make-up story. That is as real as it's going to get. So watch for it, folks. Watch for it. Keep you all posted on that front. Don't want to detain you long today. Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button for us. That's what's happening. They're coming. We got the F-16 and say, you better bring it out now. We're going to be paying through our teeth for a very long time. Very long time. And I come around that to pay a top of money there. I can show you some other things happen. Y'all think it's easy out here? Good folks? Them boys coming through. Coming through. If I'm going to like back the answer. Start trembling like that. I show them boys going to flee. Because they're frightened the kind of thing. That's what we're good for. Frightened the kind of thing. Moving on, folks. Look what else we're following. Things tight in a lot of places, you know. Tight in a lot of places. Belize, 4 men escape with what this is, a vessel. After robbing the state bank at gunpoint. Them boys got to be brazen. Like they're watching me and picking up a couple of things. Brazen. The state bank, they tell us, is located on the George Price Highway. Wednesday night, the state bank was robbed. The men escaped with a docked, listen to this now, Colombian vessel owned by the business. 2 security officers, they say, were on duty at the time of the robbery. You know, people get into a lax state of affairs. It's like us here with this border controversy. When you see airphone operate, get on your hat, put on the jacket, lock back your hands up. You would think all the problem solved, you know. You wouldn't think teachers on the breadline trying to eke out a living. You wouldn't think parts of this country on the water. But them boys don't care. They do not care. And the bandits, foreign and domestic, getting more brazen. Getting more brazen. Well, you all 125.92. 125.92. My wife and I were in court the other day. She said a woman tell her, I like where your husband make the eye. Fed up of them. Fed up of them. Once you come. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. The whole pack of them. Fed up. Starting with Jack Dio. We got flushed out. I want to show you a story. 0 points for them. I want to show you some story. And you're going to understand. And if you're Rasta like me, a hard dread, you're going to understand. I want to show you the hypocrites, the Hippocytes, the Jebusites, the Hittites, the Philistines, and the Pharisees that we got in them, in Jagdio, especially. For the last 2 years, 0 points. We have heard this country, we got some foreign currency issues. And them boys have said, no, everything is okay. We ain't got no problems. We ain't got nothing. It's like when they say, we only had about 3,000 Venezuelans with us. And all of a sudden, it's 40,000. According to them, it's 50,000. Out of nowhere. They doubted us. So no. It's about 2,500. Right? And 2,400,999. Israeli Guyanese who lived abroad and they come back because things bad. Now it's 40, 50, 60,000. They're telling us. They lie as though they can do so with impunity because they got immunity. So they said, we got no foreign exchange problem. But all of a sudden today, we're hearing the vice president says that because of the foreign currency shortage, isn't a shortage a problem? He said central bank has had to intervene. I remember when he had some qualms with Rowley. He says Rowley got the foreign exchange problem. It's not us. You can't remember that? You can't remember that? Huh? You can't remember that? But folks, I haven't forgotten. I have not.
I saw that. It was sent to me. And it was speaking about local government elections. And then Mr. Rowley said something about, oh, that's like the Guyana dollars, and laugh. Like meaning basically our currency is weak. Japan was the third largest economy in the world. The yen to dollar is over 100 to 1. Doesn't mean Japan's economy is weak. They over 100 to 1 US dollar. So let them live in this fantasy. And the fact remains is that today, a lot of Trinidadian companies now, because of intense foreign currency shortage in Trinidad, and they have exchange controls, which we don't have because we have an open market. They have a managed market because of shortages. For months and months, people can't get foreign currency in that country. I saw.
That's what he said, folks. That is what he said. It's Trinidad and the provinces. It's not us. It's Trinidad for months and months. People can't get foreign currency. It's like they see something coming for we. But now it's us. Because all of a sudden, the vice president is saying, we got a foreign currency shortage. And Irfan Ali had chimed in, chimed in as well during that period. It was mid last year when they were denying we got no foreign currency shortage. Everything nice. Here's Irfan Ali during that time.
One of the issues in the public domain is the foreign exchange market. And I've seen a lot of debate in relation to the foreign exchange rate and availability of foreign currency. Now, it is important for us to understand that the foreign exchange market and the rate on the foreign exchange market is no longer determined by the government, but to a large extent by market forces of demand and supply. And I think recently in one of the press conferences of the Vice President, he pointed to this and he elaborated on the role of the market, issues of hoarding by market players. But when I review the statistics from the Bank of Guyana and the cambios, and listening to the governor of the central bank and the technical team, they're of the opinion, based on the data, that they have sufficient foreign currency to satisfy the existing demand. One of the
Yeah. When well, that was then. That was then. You see, if you don't follow these issues, you can say, it's true to talk here, It's only now this problem there. The business community have been saying, we got a problem. We can't get foreign currency. But if I lock back your answer and he bury head in the sun, we ain't got no problem. Jackson said, no, it's not we. It's Trinidad. It's months upon months upon months. They got foreign currency shortage. But here what it's saying today. Jack, you explained that this shortage now is due to the growing demand for foreign currency, for importation and other transactions. And this has led to long wait time and a mismatch in demand and supply across the banking sector. But before now, hands are locked back, sir, head in the sand. We had no problem. But this, like the Harbor Bridge, some of those vessels out there came out of nowhere. This Harbor Bridge of shortage has come out of nowhere. And now the government slamming into it. And they said now that the central bank has intervened. He says we've seen a situation where we've had a short-term mismatch and we've asked the central bank to make, here this, no problem with foreign currency, right? We've asked the central bank to make a major injection in the foreign currency market. But they got a problem. They ain't got no problem. But we've asked central bank to make a major injection in the foreign currency market. You see live with them? Huh? You see live with them? Veronica, Andre, Esther, Siobhan, Tommy. Them boys is lie like when horse trotting. And that is to give even horse a bad name. To put horse and them in the same sentence. Lying like when horse trotting. Good folks. Signs of the times. Signs of the times. I tell you, once we come in 592, foreign currency shortage. Now you got a whole set of other things to deal with. Isn't it signs of the times when pandits being charged with murder? Kemraj Masan, he's accused of killing that young Mahaika Kongton Chormani Tulsi called Anita. Kemraj is called pandit. When people who are supposed to be religious and having a better appreciation for the value of human life, them is the ones taking it. Where we there? Where's we there? Where we there? This is the country we live in. Sad to say, this is the country that we inhabit. Sad to see. You think that's bad? Well, Father have his mercies. Jesus have mercy. This one grow my skin. I want to tell you that, right? Father have his mercy. This one grow my skin. There's it over. A sluice attendant crushed to death by a boulder. We blurred the image of his crushed body, his mangled remains under this 2 or 3 ton boulder there. Nobody don't check these things to see if the wiring strong. What is happening there? Sluice Door, Brockway, could flood whole communities. Your bed underwater, your living room underwater. Nobody cares about those things. In this fastest growing economy in the world, this high income country, largest GDP, and all the nonsense. It ain't working for we. They said the cable snapped somehow. And this boulder that is used as a counterbalance for the coca door fell on the coca attendant. Livorn, Sandy Ford, McGarrel. And all this government coming and do. We can pay for the week. $3 a biscuit and a bottle of coffee, and life goes on. But I hope the whole family sue them, the NDC, the RDC, the every DCs, and the PPP. Sue all of them. In the normal course of things, people would check. You got some department responsible for maintenance. They're going to do some systematic checks to the steel cable. You don't just put a cable and it busts like that. Routine maintenance. But all we got is decadence and decay. I show in 4 days, nobody didn't check it. And now that laborer there, going about his business, attending to the coca, he know death is hanging above him. Y'all think it's easy in this country? And that's how this man gonna lose his life, you know. And the wife apparently said he's come home at a certain time. And when she didn't see it come, she made some calls. His phone went unanswered. And some folks managed to go and check on Livorn, Sandy Ford, McGarrel. And that's it, you know. That's it. This boulder like a tombstone on his back. And he's crushed. Death instantly. Once we cover the 592. I fed up. I fed up. Another industrial accident. If you're dead on your work site, that is an industrial accident. Yet another. Just this morning, we didn't go through a whole list of them. Just this morning, a whole list of them we're walking through, talking about how there's been an uptick in these accidents every day, almost now, on some work site, some job site, some work site, somewhere. We got to be losing people. Just yesterday, Timothy Fraser at a mining pit collapsed, lost his life. Days before that, Neil Long lost his life. You understand what's happening? Just today now, to find this gentleman here. A couple of days ago, Leon Lykin. A couple of days, he got a near miss. The electrician at Providence Stadium electrocuted. Yet an unfatal accident there. And it goes on and on and on. You know why? Because it's crosses. Who vex? There, I said it. Let's bring it out in the open. The whole PPP is crosses. And the faster we get rid of them by the ballot, the better it is for the rest of us. For the rest of us. Whole boulder follow the gentleman. Father, have his mercies. Father, have his mercies. Look, crime spiraling. You're unsafe inside. You're unsafe outside. You're unsafe at the side. You're unsafe in front and the back. You're unsafe a place. No ropes in the wind. Taxi driver rob. Them boys come back for the car. Alien valued at 1 point something million. Fetch me cell phone. The little money he had on him. People just want to eke out a living. It's hard already in this country. Foreign currency shortage. You may go for line up for sugar this year again. For rice, for flour. Who knows what tomorrow holds? It's just that somehow we know who holds tomorrow. That we ain't so worried. The man he can only live in the guy in the car. So what he's supposed to do now? Join them? In that kind of enterprise? How many ropes in them doing? Building big houses, big apartment buildings. All man. Jesus have mercy. When the next election? I'm fed up with them. Fed up. Totally fed up. The guy the man care. They take your phone. Jesus of man. Never be nothing, you know. I saw a video circulating on social media. Looks like a school boy or something. Have a sack walking through a street. Well, them boys can come for the thing. It's just two of them broccoli on a bicycle. Knock it down on the ground. Go with the bag. Go with the bag. Y'all remember reading John send back the pearl? They come in Kino house and TV pearl that he had found while fishing. It was Kino, his baby went there, his wife Joanna. When the thieves were leaving, they punched a hole in Kino boat. Kino ain't worried about the baby. He ain't talk about the wife. He ain't talk about the dog. Kino said when they punched a hole in the boat, it was an insult deeper than my life. Oh, they take the car. You have to carry the man's phone too? Yeah. You take the phone. Oh, you have to carry the cars. They won't live with nothing in this country, you know. And in this country, you're no police from thief. You take a man's phone, the car. Them is the things we trade. We make a bread. We eat a food. That's an insult deeper than his life. Men define their existence by the work they do. You think them boys care? Them boys want easy living. Them boys say Exxon making $1.1 trillion, but nothing coming down by we side. We got to do. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. That is what they're saying. We got to do what we got to do. And City Hall, trying to do what they got to do. Asking ratepayers, the business community, pay up your taxes. This $3.297 billion budget, he ain't gonna fund itself. Big budget. Spoke with the chairman of the finance committee, Leland Saul, about the magnitude of this budget for the city and some of the broad issues they're hoping to tackle with this budget. Yep, spoke to Leland. Rock and come in. Leland, big budget for City Hall. Rock and come in.
Sharon, you said a big budget. It is not. When you take into consideration the size of the city and what the council is mandated to do, I put it to you that $3.2 billion is woefully inadequate to take care of the things that we have to do or should be doing in this city. Yes, indeed, it is the biggest budget, but it cannot suffice to execute the tasks that we should be executing. If you take into consideration the state of the city, the drainage system, the roads, public open spaces, or burial grounds, etc., you would recognize that money is woefully inadequate. Additionally, there's an urgent need for us to redevelop Starbuck Wharf. And the last estimate, I think, yes, that we have, it's about $1.2 billion. We also need to expand our markets vertically to accommodate vending because we want to reduce street vending, and we will prefer the vendors to be in an enclosed area that is approved for vending. Nevertheless, the focus on this year budget, what we try to do is to ensure that our budget is synchronized with the goals of the targets of the Sustainable Development Goal 11. Hence, the need for us to address certain issues like informal settlements, waste management, the preservation of our cultural heritage, etc. But we can only do that by strengthening the manpower, or enabling the administration, providing them with the tools and the necessary material to do the work. So this year, we will be placing greater emphasis on the city constab. We want to strengthen that unit. We also want to strengthen the engineering department, public and public health. And that is where the emphasis will be. The majority of the money for the budget is being generated from general rates and taxes. And I want to tell you that we are not doing too well in this area. Only 46% of the ratepayers in Georgetown are paying the council. And so, as I speak to you, the current demand and interest on rates and taxes is in excess of 300 billion Guyana dollars. That is the situation. During the last council, there was an attempt to encourage defaulters and delinquent ratepayers to pay by granting them amnesty. Unfortunately, the central government intervened and stopped that. So we are left with three alternatives. We can move to the courts and get them to pay under the Petty Debt Act, and that is for those who owe us below 100,000. For those who owe us above 100,000, what we can do, we can levy on their movable assets. And that is what we intend to do this year. I am not certain how successful we will be. The council has no intention at this point in time to move to pirate execution where we can seize people's property. But I want citizens to understand that they have an obligation to pay their rates and taxes. You cannot expect the city to provide services and you're not paying for it. And it is worrying that only 46% of the ratepayers are honoring their obligation. And central government also is delinquent big time, and we need to get them to pay. I think central government understand fully well the amount of financial resources that is required to run this city, because if you go around, you will see central government. They're executing projects in the city. While we appreciate that, it is very disrespectful because central government does not consult with us. We have no input in terms of what they're doing. We don't know what they're doing. And it is affecting the planning process here at council. Because as we sit to plan, we would prioritize where money should go, and then you might see central government turn up there executing a project. So one of the things that we are asking of central government is to talk to us, to consult with us. But I don't think it's in the interest of central government to consult with us because they're playing politics. You know, they will go there and they want to give people the impression that the council is incompetent and we have to come and do the work. But just allow us to do the work, you know? And sometimes I wonder what really takes place in the council because, you know, in the council, it's very, all councillors are involved in the planning process and discussion and so on. It's not like the National Assembly. And the opposition, sorry, the PPP councillors, they are very much involved. But then they are very, very, what should I say, duplicitous, and the way how they operate. I don't know. As I will say, they're involved in politics of ventriloquism, because apparently there is some string that there is a puppet master somewhere, and you know, they do not sincerely contribute to the works or the work of the council. You know, I noticed they will go around at times and they know of the challenges, and then they use the government propaganda media to make a whole heap of crazy statement. And sometimes I want to know if they're really serious about building this city or to tear it down. We have to change that culture. We have to work together to build a better city. And I think that is what we are trying to do. But mind you, we cannot build a Georgetown or a decent city without money, without the necessary manpower, and without material.
I'm happy you've said that. As part of this process of bringing in monies that are owed, are you guys contemplating amnesty, for instance, as part of that process, to bring in as much as you can while forgiving some of the debt?
As I said, we would have received a letter or a directive from the Minister of Local Government last year that we should not consider amnesty. We should not consider amnesty. So I am not certain what game the central government is playing. Because if we don't consider amnesty and we are unsuccessful with the two measures that I mentioned before, well, then the council might be forced to institute the next measure, and then they will say, oh, you guys want to seize and sell poor people property, but they're not helping in the process of us generating new streams of revenue. We have some assets that we intend to monetize, and we hope that central government will be supportive of the process as we move forward to monetize these assets to generate more revenue. And there are other things that we can do. You know, we, as far as possible, I understand that council must be transparent and accountable, and we are putting all systems in place to ensure that we embrace the principles of good governance in what we are doing. And I want to assure the citizens of Georgetown that we are working tirelessly to make their lives better in the city in terms of the services that we are providing.
Yeah. I want to come back to some of those, because I know the average citizen in Georgetown is not familiar with all the components of a city budget, and when we think of the city, we only think of drains and garbage. And I'm happy to hear you say that some of it you're trying to come into conformity with the Millennium Development Goals of the UN and all of that. You've talked to us a little bit about where you intend to raise some of that money to offset this budget, the rates and taxes. That it's a major portion of this. You also said that this $3 billion that this budget is, $3+ billion is a small amount. On that particular point, what would be a rough estimate of, all things being equal, what a city budget might look like to run this city, if that is a conservative estimate?
To effectively run this city requires a budget of not less than $20 billion. And I tell you why. All the roads that you see that is being done by government, the city roads, we ought to be doing that. The drains, we ought to be desilting the drains. The public open spaces, we ought to be doing that. The maintenance of our other public open spaces and so on, we ought to be doing that. We should play a greater emphasis on the preservation of our cultural heritage, the built environment. We ought to be doing that. And there are several other things that we should be doing. In the medium term, we have to work on a strategic plan. Obviously, we have to get a consultant. We have to develop an urban plan, development plan. We will need a consultant. So there are several things that we must do. The city government should also play a major role in ensuring that people have access to decent housing. We should be working with CHP to ensure that, to reduce the incidences of squatting, etc. All these things we should be doing, but we are not doing it. We should ensure that the La Frontiere Cemetery is a dignified place. And all of those things requires money. And $3 billion cannot guarantee those things. We have to maintain our markets. If you go through the markets, you will recognize that a lot of work needs to be done in all of the markets. And that $3 billion is very, very small amount. Mind you, of that $3 billion, $1.2 billion is spent on staff employment and other overhead costs. So you get a clear idea what is going on there.
Mm-hmm. You talk about what's owed by some businesses. We even heard President Ifenali talk about people paying their taxes in the city, businesses. But you said in the same breath, the government owes taxes as well. Could you give us a rough estimate how much might be owed by central government?
As at last September, I think it was, yes, government would have owed us I think was about $5 billion that was owed by government. I'm not certain what is the figure today. 2 days ago, I did request of the treasurer to make a check so we can get the approximate figure of what is owed by government. Because we ourselves, we have debts that we must honor. The Guyana Revenue Authority, we have some monies for them. And we need to work out an arrangement with GPL and GWI. Because as I speak to you, they don't pay us, we don't pay them. Because ideally, they should pay us for the using of our parapets, wherever those utility corridors are, the poles, the water mains, and so on. We should be charging a fee for that. It's the council's property, but we don't do it. And they bill us, we bill them, and we really don't pay. But we need to tidy up those arrangements for accounting purposes. It is a good thing that we should tidy up those arrangements so we can account for what is taking place there.
Anything else about budget 2024 Main City Council you'd love the public to know about?
I don't think so at this point in time, but I want to assure the public what we are doing is to try. We are working to make this city a better place, and we need all the support that we can get. But sometimes I do believe that our efforts are being stymied by central government. Because I get the impression that central government need to take this city in terms, I'm talking about political control over the city. So they are doing everything to ensure that this council looks bad. They're doing everything to ensure that to convey that impression that the council is incompetent. And we have to fight back against that. We are trying our best. We are trying our best to make things happen. And I trust that we will be successful. Thank you.
As we said, folks, Chairman of the Finance Committee there, Councillor Leland Saul, thank you so much for joining us. That's what's happening at City Hall. That's what's going down at City Hall. Budget 2024. City Hall budget. I think that's going to do it for us this evening. A couple of the other things we wanted to run by you before we go, folks. For your information, Amazon Warriors seems to be doing well. Managed to retain a number of their players, about 8 of them, I think. Player retentions confirmed. So looking forward to those matches. Y'all had a chance to go in. You had a chance. And of course, what a day would it be in Guyana if you didn't have an accident? Come on, folks. Slow down. Slow down and arrive alive. Man lost his life this morning. Apologies there. Man lost his life this morning. Help us. Pedestrian. Think you're ready now? Yep. Oh my. Munisar Sichuran, 66 years old. Lost his life at Macdum this morning on the public road there. every day, every day, every day, every day. It's one of the things we want to look at this morning. We were also told that we're getting some new judges added to the judiciary. And before we get there, the young lady from Queen's College walked away with the National Youth Environment Speakers Award. Love to see when our young people are engaged in this way. No, positively engaged. Positively engaged. Love it, love it, love it. Gabriella Arjun, congrats to her. Congrats to her. This is the top National Youth Environment Speaker. Wholesome activities for our young people. Can't argue with that. Would not argue with that. Look what else we're following, folks. Big money. Right? Big money time. Well, you see what happening here now? Jesus have mercy. As I said, 17 new judges are going to be part of the cadre of judges in the judiciary. New judges, and hoping to clear some of the backlog of cases that can only be done to the benefit of Guyanese. So we welcome them. They said over the next month to 3 months, we should see 17 new judges take up those positions. And look this here, folks. Look this here. Look this here. Thing for hot here. ExxonMobil raked in $614 billion in profit recently. 614. This is us, $614 billion in profit. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Think about that. Think about that. And if ExxonMobil making that, all right, good. We partner with them for a reason. How much you get? How much you get? How your pocket looking? How things looking by you? That being said, folks, that's our time tonight. And that's our program. Thank you, folks, so much for joining with the graphic. Thank you guys so much. Some of y'all say when the first bell and last bell ring. Good to see so many of you on the live tonight. It's been our privilege. The light one. I see the light one still on this parking meter issue. Right? I personally never had an issue with the advent of parking meters. But see, it's the way in which the thing was done. The way in which the thing was foisted on City Hall. Right? Maybe we get one day to talk the whole story. Debbie Collins, Roger, and Jessa. Good to have you. Eva, Sandra Hanover, Erwin Don, Audrey, and all the other folks joining us this evening. That's our time for this evening. Stay safe out there. That's going to do it for us at this end. Stay safe. Peace and power, folks.